Last month, our investigative reporter Shay Schrader did a piece on the rise of AI-generated child sexual abuse material and what law enforcement is doing to combat it. In today's Daily Debrief, our Dawn Baker speaks with Shay about what else she uncovered and what help is available for victims.
It's a great day here on Welcome to Our Community. I'm excited about Shay Schrader, our investigative reporter, sharing with us again today. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
I wanted to talk a little bit. Everyone's talking about artificial intelligence. Of course, that is the thing right now. But there's so many dangers out there that I think many people didn't realize could happen until you really released a shocking investigation into the number of AI-generated child sexual abuse material that's out there.
Yeah, it's not something that anybody really wants to think about. It's a can of worms that has been opened, and I don't know if a lot of people really grasp how much generative AI is going to change things. But we talked to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, and they said over a 3-year period, they have received a 9,000% increase in reports of people using AI to create child sexual abuse material, which is also known as child pornography.
How is this done? I don't know much about AI. I think a lot of our viewing audience probably doesn't know much about it, but I think that it was kind of sold to us as a way of us getting help for speeches and research and things like that. But I don't think many of us lay people thought about the real dangers that are out there and how easily it can be done.
Yeah, so as it was explained to me, there are multiple different ways that generative AI can be used to create child sexual abuse material. What a lot of people are probably thinking of is getting the computer to create from scratch child pornography, or uploading an existing image of a child that's innocent and getting the computer to turn that into something abusive. There's also people that use these chat bots, these chat models, and convince the computer to act as if it is a child and interact with that computer-generated child in a sexual way, or even using the computer to help build instructions on how to abuse a child in real life. How do I lure a child to my house? Things of that nature. Not things that normal people would think to do, obviously, but it is a very real danger, and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children is seeing an absolute explosion in reports of generative AI being used in these sick ways.
I found it very interesting that you talked to a parent, and his advice to parents is, just of course being extremely careful about whatever they share in terms of their children, but what an experience they've had.
Yeah, I talked to Zach Lowe. He's a father of 2 daughters. He's also a pastor over in Effingham County, and he said, when my wife and I first started having children, we talked a little bit about social media, and they would consider, is it appropriate to put a picture of my kid in a swimsuit online? Maybe, baby's first bath, those pictures that parents are going to treasure, maybe that's not the most appropriate thing to put online. But as he said, now you can have a very innocent photo of a child, and it could be scraped by somebody to use for something that's disgusting and illegal. And so these are not things that parents have had to think about over the last couple of years, but with generative AI being as prevalent and becoming as advanced as we've seen it become over the last couple of years, it's something that people really can't afford not to think about.
So if this happens to your child or anyone, are there any steps that people can take? I think you shared some hotline numbers, maybe we'll put up as well.
Yes, you absolutely want to get in touch with law enforcement. That's number one. The other thing that you can do, report it to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, their tip line, and they can also help you get in touch with the proper authorities. But they also have a service called Take It Down, and what it is a service that if there is a photo of someone that was taken when they were under the age of 18, whether it's real, whether it's AI generated, AI doctored, whatever, a sexual image of somebody under the age of 18 on the internet, you essentially give them that photo. They don't hold it on their servers or anything, but what they do with it is they're able to scrub it from the internet.
Wow.
And contact their partners and scrub it from the internet. And so it's a really useful tool if you're a victim of, again, real or fake sexual images. And if you're an adult with this issue, there's a separate resource. It's not through the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, but it's a very similar platform, and that's available for adults as well.
Well, that's good to hear that there are some remedies there. We hope that no one has to go through this experience.
Yeah, absolutely not. But it's something to be aware of, and it's something to keep an eye on. And if you find yourself in that situation, Don't be ashamed. It's not your fault if someone is trolling the internet to do something sick and disgusting. And so there are resources out there available to you. You do not have to put up with it.
Well, thank you so much, Shay, for looking into this. Everyone really needs to know about this potential problem.
Yeah, absolutely.